I can still remember the exact sound of her voice that day, calm, steady, and drained of all warmth. It wasn't anger. It wasn't heartbreak. It was the voice of someone who'd already moved on. "Ethan," she said softly, her eyes fixed on the untouched coffee between us. "I just don't feel anything anymore." No tears. No shouting. Just that one quiet sentence. And in that moment, everything before it, every laugh, every promise, felt like a lifetime ago. For a few seconds I couldn't speak. My mind froze, waiting for her to take it back, for her voice to waver just once. But it didn't. She looked hollow and certain. "Nothing?" I asked quietly. "You mean, for me?" She nodded. "What?" That was all. No explanations. No goodbye kiss. Just silence that felt colder than winter. Her name was Leah. We met in college, two dreamers convinced love could survive anything. And for a long time it did. We grew up side by side, through exams, late-night noodles, tiny apartments that smelled of burnt coffee and hope. She used to say, "Love means showing up, even when it's hard." And I believed her. But somewhere between deadlines and bills we stopped showing up. Love didn't crash. It just quietly suffocated. When she ended things, I didn't beg her to stay. Didn't ask why. I paid the bill, stood up, and walked out of that cafe. She didn't stop me. The little bell above the door chimed, the sound of something ending. For weeks, my apartment was unbearable. Too quiet. Too heavy. I told myself I'd made peace with it. But at night, her words echoed like a ghost. "I feel nothing anymore." I threw out the photos, returned her things, changed my routes to avoid reminders. But grief doesn't vanish on command. It hides, in the scent of her shampoo on an old hoodie, in the song we used to cook to, in the spaces she used to fill. A month later, I saw Maya, her best friend, at a birthday party. She looked different, shorter hair, a guarded smile. "Ethan," she said politely. "Been a while." "Yeah," I managed. "How's Leah?" Maya hesitated, eyes flickering. "She's figuring things out." Something in her tone twisted my stomach. The whole night I caught her glancing my way. Not curious, conflicted. When I finally left, she followed me outside. "Ethan, wait," she said, stepping under the streetlight. "I shouldn't say this, but I can't stay quiet anymore." My pulse spiked. "Say what?" Maya took a breath. "Leah didn't just stop feeling. She redirected those feelings." I frowned. "What are you talking about?" "She's been seeing someone else," Maya whispered. "Even before she ended things with you. I saw them together. She said she'd tell you the truth, but she never did." The ground fell out from under me. Betrayal wasn't something I'd rehearsed. "You're sure?" I managed. Maya nodded, guilt swimming in her eyes. "I wish I wasn't." "Why tell me now?" I asked. She looked around nervously, then leaned closer. "Because she's not the only one lying, Ethan. And if you're not careful, you'll see how deep it goes." "What does that mean?" Her eyes dimmed with pity. "Leah wasn't cheating with someone. She was cheating on someone. You were part of it." At first I couldn't process it. "When you met her," Maya said, "she wasn't single. She told you she was. You were her escape, not her ending." Every memory cracked at once. That night she cried at my door, said she'd fought with her ex. I thought it was over. Turns out it was just a pause. I wasn't her healing. I was her distraction. I wanted to deny it. To say Maya was wrong. But deep down I knew. The late-night calls, the deleted texts, the sudden distance, I'd seen it all and looked away. Because love makes denial feel noble. "I'm sorry," Maya whispered. "You deserved the truth." Then she walked away, leaving me standing there beneath a flickering light, empty. That night I wandered for hours. When I finally sat down in the dark with a drink in my hand, the silence was heavier than ever, not sad, just hollow. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. "You talked to Maya." My heart sank. Another message followed. "Whatever she told you, she doesn't know everything." It was Leah. I didn't reply. For the first time I had nothing left to say. But she kept texting. "I didn't mean to hurt you. You were the only real thing in my life." I stared at the screen, realizing the cruelty wasn't just in what she did, but in how she still wanted to be forgiven for it. To make herself feel better. After a long pause I typed one sentence. "Real love doesn't start with lies." Then I blocked her. The days after blurred together. Work, silence, sleep, repeat. Friends asked if I was okay, but what could I say? That I'd spent 5 years loving a ghost? Weeks later Maya called again. "She moved," she said quietly. "Left the city. Didn't tell anyone where." "Good," I exhaled. I didn't tell you this to hurt you, she said. I just didn't want you wasting your life loving a ghost. Yeah, I whispered. I get it. Before hanging up, she added something that stayed with me. You're not the fool, Ethan. You're just the one who loved honestly. Months passed. The ache dulled. The silence began to feel like peace instead of punishment. I started noticing life again, the smell of coffee, the sound of rain, the hum of the city. One afternoon I ran into Maya at a bookstore. We talked for hours, about books, about life, not about Leia. She laughed, and for the first time in forever I laughed too. Before she left, she said gently, "You can't blame yourself for loving someone broken. But you can stop breaking yourself trying to fix them." That night, I went home and deleted the last photo I had of Leia. Not out of anger, but acceptance. Endings are strange. Sometimes they sound like heartbreak. Sometimes, like freedom. She once said she felt nothing anymore. For a long time, I thought that was the cruelest thing I'd ever heard. But now I understand, maybe nothing is where healing begins. Because the moment I finally stopped feeling her was the first moment I started feeling alive again.